Hi everybody! Today for Creative Creatures, we're going to see how I draw an alligator. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out for myself, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. So I have to keep stressing for myself. I'm getting a lot of new people on here and, you know, some of them are saying, hey, I can't see it. I know, this is not for you. This part is for me. This is for me to get the placement down and to figure out where I'm going to put everything. Well, it's pretty much placement, right? But yeah, so don't worry about it if you can't see it yet. It's going to come into play whenever we add the Sharpie. That's really what you're going to see. This is pretty much just for me, just to see where I am, see what's going to happen, and to try to get the placement right. And this was really tricky because this is something that doesn't exist, you know, and it's like, how do I make an owl-ligator, you know? So I've got an idea, and that's why I'm kind of sketching out like exactly that, an owl-ligator, you know? And so that's the other nice thing is no one can tell me I'm wrong. You know, this is me 100% making this up. So, you know, it's all about what we want to do. And that's pretty much it. I'm just going to make like exactly that. I don't know why I have to keep explaining it, but I feel like I do. That I'm going to make an owlish gator. Kind of a cross between the two, and that's where it gets tricky, and that's where it's going to be very, very dinosaur looking, according to my sketch. But I'm flipping between different pictures of alligators and owls, and alligators and owls, and trying to get like a feel for the parts, right? Because they're not, I want to say the legs, but they're not legs, right? I mean, they're like, well, I guess they are. Alligators have legs, right? So that would make sense. But they also kind of look like arms, and that's why I was trying to figure out a good word for them. A good, you know, this is his leg arms, I guess. I don't know. Again, I'm just kind of making it up. But, again, that's the fun part. That's what we get to just do whatever we want. And speaking of that's we get to do whatever we want. That's the nice thing about, you know, getting 100% to make this up, is that, you know, no one can say we're wrong. So we just get to make whatever we want. Okay, and so I'm going to give him just an alligator tail, because I know, like, a, you know, well, I don't know. What about, ooh, let's do this. We're gonna do kind of tail up like that, maybe. Because, you know, a bird needs a tail to fly, but this is more of an alligator. You know what I mean? It's like, do I give him? Yeah, let's do that. That's going to be okay. All right, I think I'm ready to go. I am going to erase some of these sketch lines just a little bit, because I kind of am going with the sketch. Like, normally what I do is I erase the sketch lines and keep the confidence lines, but a lot of the sketch lines worked for me, so I don't want to erase too much, but enough to get us going, or enough to keep it going, you know? Enough that I can see where I want to go, but erase enough that I won't see it whenever I start with the Sharpies, because I want my Sharpie to stand out. If you're working with pencil, you just stick with pencil. You do what you're going to do. Me, I got to get ready for what's going to happen. And I think I am ready, so let's welcome everybody that skipped and get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that the fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where I'm going to go. So I'm just going to dive right in and guess at what I was doing and see where we go. So I'm looking at different pictures of owls and alligators to try to get an idea of capturing certain elements. So I'm just going to jump right in with the eye here. I'm going to draw an owl-gator eye. And give it that big old round owlish eye. And I'm going to go ahead and do them both just so I get a feel for where he is, like where he's standing, what he's doing. All right, good. And again, this is our creation, so it doesn't have to just be owl feathers or alligator skin. You know, we're gonna kind of do a little bit of both. What's really gonna happen is when we color it, that's when it's really gonna get into crazy, who knows what. All right, so that's all I really want to do with the small detail is just capture some of these perfect little images or lines, I guess, because I can control the line width much better with this. And I'm ready to just jump in with a big Sharpie now. So I'm just doing a little bit of the best of both worlds, just kind of saying, well, if he's an owl, he's gonna have some wings like this or feathers to accent his little owl look. But exactly, yeah, so he's also an alligator though. So it's like, well, we got to give him some alligator-ish features. So for his snout, right? Ooh, you know what? I want also like the gator type, not lids, but yeah, kind of like lids. Like he's got a very heavy brow. You know, those alligators that got like the raised eyes. That's kind of what I want. You know. There we go. Okay, and so now I'm going to give him a big old alligator snout plus owl beak. So instead of roundness of the alligator, I'm going to make it like a big old owl beak. You know, kind of a pointy beak, and then come back for the alligator. Like that. So see, we did kind of a strange little a combination of both. I mean, that's what the whole point is, right? Haha, get it? Point. Womp womp. I should do more with color, so I'm just going to kind of do something like this just to kind of accent that it's got certain features that are kind of all over the place. And it's got I was going to say gorilla skin, but gator skin was the word I was trying to go for. So I'm kind of accenting, playing with, are they feathers? Is it gator skin? What is it? Who knows? We're just going to do something like this just to kind of accent that it's who knows, you know? All right, so I'm going to give him a bottom jaw, and then I'm going to worry about teeth. So the bottom jaw is going to come in like this, kind of mirror the top, and it's going to close up that way, and then I'm going to give him a jaw, the bottom of the jaw like this. Now, before I draw the bottom, I need to draw some teeth. So let's just draw a bunch of, I want the biggest one here, then a bunch of smaller ones underneath. And usually I do the smaller Sharpie with this, but I think we can get away with drawing some of the bigger edges like this with this Sharpie. And now that I have that defined, I can draw the bottom layer, but not the back layer. And what I mean by that is I don't really want to accent the back as much because it's the background and is not as predominant as these teeth. So what I'm going to do is make it, but keep it subtle with like this smaller Sharpie like this. Okay? Now, there are teeth back there, so I'm going to do like this. But see how it's like you don't need to really emphasize those back ones as much because they're not as important as the ones in front, and it gets all jumbled in there. If you're going for realism, okay, but we're trying to keep it simple with you know, how we draw. Something like that. And then we're gonna say that he's got little alligator skin, just kind of like that. So it's skin slash feathers, which don't exist. So I say from here, let's add some wings, and yeah, let's add wings. So he's gonna have his wings kind of floating back like this, and curved because this is the back, like this, and the top of the wing is kind of coming this way. Then we're gonna add like the next level, something like this. Okay, so I've kind of curved. I know where I'm gonna go with this, so I'm just kind of playing around now with where a feather would be, and then I'm gonna add a small little bit of accent with this Sharpie, because I really want color to make it stand out. You know, I'm not too worried about the feathers, like the actual lines. So I'll just do a couple like this, just to kind of accent that they're going up. Right, because at this point they're so together as a group that they're really kind of more accented as a piece than individual feathers in my drawing. Okay, so I'm going to, let's draw his back arms. So it's going to come back here like this. Okay, I can connect that. I can draw his back wing. So kind of like this, it's kind of flapped open like that. Again, I'm just going to draw like the edges of feathers, and I'll come back and I'll add some detail here, just to, again, to accent. Just to accent the flow of them. So, but again, see, that's why I just kind of did little lines like that, because it's more now about the actual movement and flight. Again, in my drawing, you know, I'm not telling you how owls really are, because also this doesn't exist. So, you know, I'm just talking about why I'm drawing it how I draw. You know, some feather accents like this. And again, I kind of want to do more with color, so let's add a little bit of like gator skin. Again, just to kind of give it that gator-ish feel to an owl. Okay, so his body's going to come here. I'm going to draw his legs, very gator-ish legs. Little like thumb type kind of thing hanging down like this. First finger like that. Ooh, you know what? I should come back and do it with small Sharpie for all of it. Okay, so something like that, just kind of playing around with scales, I guess. Draw his other hand out like this, or leg, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it at this point, because it's a bird, so they don't have legs. Well, I guess they do have legs. I was going to say they only have wings, but no, they've got obviously feet, right? And this is going to come down here. Okay, so something like that. And then I'm going to play around with some color for the rest of it, but you know, just a little bit of it's not really scales either, it's just kind of a little look that I was going for. Okay, so I'm going to give him a tail that's going to have feathers as well. So there's his gator tail. And his back is going to have, do they have? Yeah, they do. I'm going to do kind of like this. Kind of like a, not a spine, but those little rivets, right? That are treads, I guess, that are hanging off of alligator's back. Like that. But I've got him with a tail, so I'm going to do the same thing like this, spread out. So he's got his tail like kind of featured out, right? Let's do a little bit of extra as far as the segmented look. I don't want to do the whole thing, because I mean I do, but I kind of want color to take care of a lot of it too. So this will just kind of accent just a few edges. And kind of like we did there on his leg, just kind of accent it, you know? A little bit of extra. Because again, remember, this is how I draw, and we're making this up 100%, so no one can tell us that's not right. This whole thing isn't right. Life's not right. Do what you do. Make yourself happy. So there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color and make it super, super awesome. So for creative creatures, that is an alligator. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.